Oh, come on, guys. We're going out to the reef on one of the best days we've had in a while. Surely you can do better than that. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We'll work on it.
Shining, the birds are chirping. Good morning, how are you?
Fine. Good. It is beautiful. Yeah.
It is gorgeous, yeah. And this is a really unique concept that they've got here. Jeff will give you all the details about it, but it's an aquarium experience, so you can actually get in the water. They let you feed the fish. They've got a dive area down here where you can do checkout dives. It's a very cool concept.
So I'm going to give you one of our biologists, and she'll show you around the whole facility. And that'll take about 20 minutes, 15 minutes, so you guys can kind of see the whole facility. And then after that... What's up, Stinker? What are you doing? Huh? How come you're not in school? Huh? Go to Granny for a second, okay? And then, and so then what we'll do is...
Jeff's leaving the bag shop right now.
Okay, so Jeff will come over too, and you'll see him at some point. But we'll put you guys in, go diving in the tank, and get to feed sharks and stingrays and all kinds of stuff. So get a chance to see what that's about, okay?
Nós estamos aqui com a bióloga aqui no Aquarium Encounters. Ela vai explicar pra gente como é que funciona esse local, como é que é interessante para toda a família poder visitar. Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
So, can you explain about this place?
Absolutely. So this is Aquarium Encounters. We're a fully interactive aquarium where we have tanks that we can get our guests in, or interactions with our sharks and rays. So it's a fully, really awesome aquarium here in the part of the Flóridas Keys Marathon. We're going to start right here on our floating dock, and what I've got in my hands here are some fish food pellets. We'll see if we can get a little extra attention here. Got some rainbow parrotfish coming up. So this water all fluxes in with our tides. So the visibility changes in here a lot, but there's a couple of different ways to interact with the lagoon itself. One way is by getting our guests suited up, from your snorkel and mask to a wetsuit, and get to check out all the different species in here. Now lining the whole lagoon here are the red mangroves. So they've got those big arching aerial roots, which is a benefit for both us and for all of the animals that live in this ecosystem. It works as a great breeding and nursery ground. Lots of different species will utilize that. It's also a good barrier against predators. But for us, it works as a barrier from water surge. So during those times of big hurricanes, these mangroves are here in place to help us as well. This now is Stingray Cove. This is one of our interactive tanks. So if you're interested, you are welcome to pet all of the rays in here along their backs and wings. And in this tank, we have 3 different species of stingray, all that you can find native to us here in the Flóridas Keys. So now we're in the nursery tank here, which is also another one of our touch tanks. The nursery is home to some of our smaller species of ray, but also some of our juveniles as well. Newest additions to our aquarium here include 2 baby cownose rays that we have over here in the nursery right now. One was born in February, one just this week. So we have those 2 in here also acclimating to their new life, starting to figure it out, then we'll eventually graduate them onto our bigger tanks as well. Now, each one of these sharks has actually been trained. We've been working with these animals every day since we've had them over the last year. So each shark in here has been assigned their own shape and colored target. Now when we put those targets down into the water, as long as the animal's at the correct one, we positively reinforce them with food. That way we can actually get our guests helping train our sharks. So they jump in with the biologist, we give them all of the tools and teach them how to feed and pet these larger bottom-dwelling species of shark. And we also have a Cubera snapper in here, which is the largest that you're going to find here in the Atlantic. He's got the pretty gnarly looking teeth and the metallic scales. And one more species is the porcupine puffer. Most people know they can balloon themselves up, but the porcupine is also equipped with small spines. So as a defense mechanism, when they inflate with water, makes those spines stand straight up like a big spiky beach ball. Really cool defense mechanism. So this is our tide pool touch tank, and it's home to all of our local invertebrates. We do have a couple of species that are protected species. It gives you a really cool experience to interact with them at the aquarium, like the Bahama sea star. These turn to these beautiful bright reds and oranges The other protected species, which has been a staple here in the Keys for many years, is the queen conch. So your conchs are going to be your largest snails in here. These are very popular, not only for their beautiful shells, but the meat is also very good as well. They were over harvested, so now conch gets imported in here to the States from places like the Turks and Caicos. Now, along with those two protected species, we have one species that is essentially a living fossil, and that'll be your horseshoe crabs. Now, horseshoe crabs have been around for a good 350 to 400 million years. So they've preceded dinosaurs, and they're not even true crabs. They're more closely related to your spiders and scorpions. We're gonna come across now to an area where we have some non-native species. First exhibit we're gonna visit here is the African spurred tortoise exhibit. Now, this species is the third largest in the world. To give you a good idea how big that'll be, Rex here on our side is about 16 years old and a good 60 pounds. They can live up to 150 and weigh in at 200 pounds. Now, along the other side, we're gonna find two South American species. So these two different species are native to South America. The largest that you're gonna find living there is gonna be this big yellowfoot tortoise. We have what we call is our Everglades area. So the next three tanks we're gonna visit are freshwater. We'll start first with the alligators. So in this exhibit, we have two of our American alligators. These alligators can live much longer than 50 years. They're one of the few species that grow their entire life cycle. So we have seen alligators exceed 15 feet and 1,000 pounds. And they were actually almost brought to extinction. They were heavily hunted. Fortunately now, the animal has come back, and they estimate there's over 1 million wild alligators in the southeast United States, which is really good, not only for the environment, but for all the species in the food web as well.
A grande vantagem de fazer a visita guiada por um biólogo marinho, como aqui, é que o passeio se torna uma verdadeira experiência de aprendizado. Ela nos mostra os peixes-leão, espécie invasora que está infestando as águas daqui até o Brasil.
So now we are at our largest tank here at the aquarium. Between the both halves, it's a 200,000 gallon saltwater system. Now the tank itself is separated right in the middle with a couple of very large acrylic windows. Now we utilize those windows not only to keep our predator fish and our tropical fish separate, but it's also how our guests have the opportunity to feed the largest sharks here. Those big windows are equipped with a couple of holes that are large enough for fish to slide right through, and our sharks and eels are trained to accept it from your hand. It's a pretty cool encounter.
So you're going to be diving here?
Yep.
Yeah, in a few minutes.
Excellent. That's going to be a lot of fun. Don't have to worry about a boat. Don't have to worry about visibility. Everything's perfect in here. That's Spotty.
Spotty.
Yep, Spotty. A lot of our animals here get named from a lot of our visitors. So the kids, right away, they're just going to name it. And a lot of times it sticks.
Porque a água aqui é limpa do aquário, feita para os peixes, a gente vai ter que tomar um banho, né, tirar tudo que for contaminante, shampoo que cede no corpo, não vai usar nossas câmeras, para não sujar a água dos peixes. Então a gente vai fazer isso agora e preparar para ir para baixo d'água e alimentar os peixinhos, os tubarões e as arraias. O biólogo Jeff nos orienta como devemos proceder durante o mergulho, dentro do aquário. Ele tem um cuidado muito especial com qualquer coisa que vá para a água e possa contaminar os animais. Por isso, não vamos levar nossa câmera. Vamos usar reguladores diretamente ligados a um compressor. Nesse mergulho, sou acompanhado pelo Andy. A gente vai estar tendo ar diretamente do compressor aí, está ligado. Bom, e vou dar em volta aqui do aquário à vontade com a mangueira. É muito simples entrar no aquário. Logo os peixes nos cercam, obviamente acostumados com os visitantes, que trazem comida para eles. O Encounters desenvolveu um sistema bem interessante e seguro de alimentar os animais. Em um tanque vizinho ficam os tubarões, moreias e outras espécies que são alimentadas através de um buraco no vidro. Assim o visitante tem a experiência de dar de comer aos predadores, com as mãos, sem correr qualquer risco de acidente. Muito bacana, muito interessante, para você uma experiência fantástica poder vir aqui. Tem um monte de peixe em volta de você alimentando eles, controlando onde eles estão indo. E os tubarões também, dá peixinho, tubarão na boca, não é todo mundo que faz, não é todo dia. How'd you like it, Andy?
Really, really fun. Everybody's got to try that at least one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really fun.
Even if you're a diver, use the ocean, this is different.
Great. It's good, different environment. Very, very close interactions. You really get a sense that you're in there with the fish. And lots of them. Really fun.
It's great for the family. If you don't necessarily feel like going for a dive, you can always snorkel on the surface and get the same sort of experience as far as feeding the animals and the sharks.
Então, por exemplo, a família que o pai mergulha, que a mãe mergulha, os filhos ainda não sabem se querem mergulhar, uma experiência bacana trazer para cá. Eles tentam, se gostarem daqui, então o oceano vai ser bacana. Mas é uma forma de introduzir as pessoas no mergulho, as crianças, ou sei lá, a família, de repente o pai e a mulher que não sabe se quer mergulhar. Uma forma segura, gostosa, prazerosa de estar interagindo com os peixes e ver se gosta mesmo do mergulho. Seguimos para o sul, atravessando a famosa 7 Miles Bridge e outras 40 pontes sobre as águas azul turquesa da Flóridas Keys, até chegarmos ao nosso destino, Key West.
All the services, well, we do everything from people that are just looking to get their feet kind of wet and give diving a try, to do full-on classes all the way up through Dive Master. And we run trips out every day. We run trips to the Vandenberg. There's a couple of other wrecks, but the Vandenberg's kind of the star of the show down here.
How is it to dive in the Keys?
Easy. It's easy diving. There's not really a lot of current that you've got to worry about. The conditions are usually pretty nice. You know, occasionally little choppy seas, but for the most part it's pretty easy diving down here. We get lots of sharks, turtles, a lot of little stuff too. So there's good macro for people that want to take pictures. So we get all kinds of good stuff here.
Com a equipe da Dive Key West, seguimos até a marina, onde a lancha já estava sendo preparada para a nossa saída de mergulho.
Come on, guys, we're going out to the reef on one of the best days we've had in a while. Surely you can do better than that. Good afternoon! We'll work on it.
O percurso até o ponto de mergulho é bem curto, e antes de percebermos, já estávamos embaixo d'água. Flutuando sobre gorgônias, plumas marinhas ou bipinatas, encontramos uma lagosta que descansava em sua toca. De fato, esse lugar tem muitas formações de corais e esponjas que oferecem bom abrigo para os peixes e outras criaturas. Uma barracuda passeava tranquila, enquanto outros peixes de todos os tamanhos e formatos pareciam procurar comida. Uma grande garoupa estava abrigada nas formações de coral. E ao nos aproximarmos, seguiu outro rumo. Um pouco mais à frente, encontramos outros mergulhadores, explorando os recifes de coral. Cardumes de cocoroca se misturam com sargentos e com os ariocó, conchilas douradas com salemas, todos em tons de amarelo. São peixes, corais, esponjas multicoloridas no fundo desse oceano caribenho. plumas marinhas são um espetáculo à parte, dançando no ritmo da corrente, enquanto os peixes passam entre elas. O pequeno bodião de cabeça azul passeava solitário. É sempre interessante encontrar lagostas e tocadas, movimentando suas antenas. Passamos por um belo exemplar de coral cérebro, bem redondo. E logo a seguir, encontramos o Blue Tank, ou cirurgião, seguindo seu caminho apressado. Entre as plumas marinhas encontramos os interessantes dedos do mar, ou cork. Após uma pausa para trocar de cilindros e eliminar um pouco de nitrogênio, voltamos para a água. Logo encontramos um belo peixe-cofre, que nos conduziu até uma grande lagosta, e próximo a ela estava flutuando um peixe-trombeta, embalado pelo balanço do mar. Cardumes de peixes coloridos e outros solitários dançam a sabor da corrente de fundo, que é considerável nesse lugar. Nessas condições, é muito importante ter um bom controle de flutuabilidade, para não correr o risco de bater e danificar a vida marinha no fundo. Um peixe-anjo, que andava em uma direção, curioso, mudou seu rumo, para nos ver de perto e se mostrar para nós. Temos que ter uma boa flutuação, para não danificarmos a vida marinha e deixá-la crescer. O peixe-trombeta tem olhos grandes e salientes, e suas nadadeiras são transparentes. Sua desenvoltura na água é invejável. Eles são peixes solitários, mas algumas vezes podemos vê-los aos pares. Andy segue à nossa frente, numa faixa de areia que parece uma estrada entre as formações de coral. De um dos lados, as cocorocas estão sempre em cardumes. De fato, esse ponto de mergulho, tão próximo de Key West, é uma excelente opção para conhecer o colorido mundo submarino da Flóridas Keys. Após quase uma hora de fundo, retornamos ao barco.
No primeiro mergulho a gente viu uma garoupa enorme, enorme. Eu nunca vi uma garoupa tão grande. Segundo mergulho, muita vida, muito coral, muito peixinho pequeno. Muito bacana aqui o mergulho em Key West.
I had a great dive. Great visibility, 81 degrees. Very cool.
O mergulho realmente é fantástico, a gente está já chegando perto aqui de Key West. É mais ou menos meia hora para chegar nos recifes. De fato é muito rápido. Da operadora da base da água ali, de onde está o barco, até você estar debaixo da água, meia hora você consegue estar vendo os peixes maravilhosos.
That was terrible. I'm not convinced still, guys. Did we have a good time? Yeah! There we go. That's much more like it. Guys, let's give a big round of applause to our wonderful Captain Jesus up there for getting us back nice, safe, and sound. Woo! Thank you very much for coming. It's because of you that I get the coolest job in the world. I do appreciate it. And I hope to see you all again very soon. Thank you very much.
Mais um dia de mergulho terminado, o pessoal agora limpando, tirando as coisas do barco, preparando já para, naturalmente, outro dia aqui nas Flóridas Keys. Maravilhoso, são 3 e pouco da tarde, chegamos nesse mergulho ultra rápido, meia hora até o Recife voltando, 2 mergulhos, maravilhoso.